Welcome to Wind Over Water. First of all, I want to say Happy New Year to all of you. I wish you a great 2021. It's New Year's Eve and I'm just wrapping up, I'm a little bit behind, just wrapping up the video for tomorrow morning's launch. This week we're trying something a little bit different from anything we've done before. Deb and I really like looking at old boats, and we really like fixing old boats. And we know there are a lot of you who are beginners who just want to get into sailing, young and old, and we thought it'd be fun to take you around and show you some backyard boats, some sort of barn find gems that are hidden away around the province of Ontario. Boats that are freshwater, boats that are in restorable condition with a low budget, but boats that are capable, boats that are able to go and do some of the things that we have done with our boats. So this should be a really interesting series, and I hope you could invite some of your sailor friends along to join us to do this. And today we're going to show you our very first boat, and here she is.
A sailboat in the moonlight and June. Wouldn't that be heaven? Oh, heaven just for two. A soft breeze on a June night and June. What a perfect setting for letting dreams come true.
Well, today we have a really special boat to have a look at. Some boats get produced and become legends, and this is one of them. This boat is, I want to say, in fairly good condition, like restorable. It's going to need some loving for sure, but the price will be right, and I think it's one of those diamonds in the rough, so let's have a look at her. The Hughes 38 was conceived in the offices of the venerable design company Sparkman and Stevens. Sparkman and Stevens is well known for their offshore racing designs. Boats like Dorade, Stormy Weather, and Bolero have really made their mark on the racing world. The brothers Howard and Peter Hughes started building boats in 1963 from their Willowdale location. By 1965, they'd moved the plant to Scarborough, where they built the Hughes 24, the 27, and the 38. In 1968, they moved to an old airport facility near Exeter, Ontario. With Howard at the helm, Hughes was prolific. They built all kinds of boats, until 1971 when Howard sold out to U.S. Steel. They promptly changed the name to North Star Yachts. Now in 1977, Howard bought the company back, and in 1979 he partnered with Columbia Yachts to create Hughes Columbia, and then in 1982 he finally went into receivership. Eventually the company became, or what was left of the company became Aura Yachts. Oh, she's going to need a bit of work for sure. This, she looks like she's in bad condition on the outside, but she's really not. But on the inside, we've got some water. If you look down here on the floor, this is where the real problems begin. But the cabin top's all lined It's got lovely molded kind of finish on the inside. A lot of teak work. The electronics all look fairly simple. Somewhere in this there's radar. I'm not sure where. It looks like an hour meter for the engine there. 963 hours if I'm reading it correctly. Little stereo. It's likely a lot of that will need to be replaced. But there's the floorboard right there, and here's the issue. This is ice. So that will need to be thawed out and removed, but probably won't be able to be until the spring. The cushions seem to be in fairly good shape, and they're all up out of the wet. They could probably be cleaned. You got some battens on the floor. It looks like the floor, the composition of the floor, if we look here, is real teak and holly on top of plywood. And that appears anyway to be its composition, which will be a real good thing. Here's the head, and this, because the boat's leaning forward slightly, the head is receiving water from that flooding. Now it's leaking because windows are leaking, and they haven't leaked onto fabrics, fortunately, but I can't get into the V-berth because it's all frozen, but that's what we're looking at there. Some fabrics there, I see, and all the cushions. There's a hatch up above, and then another window on either side. Okay, all of this wood is teak ply and teak by the looks of it, and it's got mildew in it. If you look really closely, can't get the camera to focus, but there you can see it there. That you can clean with vinegar and hot water. You'd have to go through the whole boat to do it. And then I would oil all this wood. It was an oil finish originally, and I think it would come back up. It doesn't look like there's much in the way of rot. It looks like it's just water damage. Like the finish will be damaged, or there might be some staining. The cabinetry all looks pretty good. There is a quarter berth back here, quite a large one. For a big guy or a big gal could fit in there. So it would sleep 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5th person here. It looks like there's cockpit cushions, all in need of cleaning. Here's some more electrical here, and there's your main sheet and things like that, your boom vang, and there's a mop there. So the boat does come equipped. Here's the galley, and the stove on board here is actually an oven. I'm not sure how to get that out exactly. There we go. So it is a gimbaled oven as well. That is a Force 10 gimbaled oven. It'll be propane. Lovely thing. So folks, there's some literature on her right here. She's got pressurized water, a wheel. It looks like there's an autopilot somewhere. There's a Bimini and Dodger by the looks of it. There's a lot going on here. I love this fold down table here. This kind of table makes the room feel so big because it folds up and out of the way. And behind the table is a cabinet that you can put your dishes in. So when you fold it up, you've got all of this room in the salon. A real project boat, but a real gem. And I'll tell you something about these boats that a lot of people don't realize. When Howard Hughes, and it's not the same Howard Hughes as the rich guy, but when Howard Hughes was building these boats, he sold hulls to Hinckley. So if today you were to go out and buy a Hinckley 38 for $100,000, it's the same boat. So the hull is slightly different, but basically Hinckley's the same boat. So quite a prestigious little thing in need of a lot of love, and the biggest thing being this engine. It's a Volvo 2004, model 2004, and she is swimming. And I don't think that it is necessarily a complete write-off either. That motor might be able to be salvaged, but I would bank on, if you bought a boat like this, that you're going to be putting a new motor in her, because yeah, very unlikely that the intakes would not have allowed the motor to fill up full of water, and that is just raw steel in those motors, and it would be all rusty. So anyway, that's where we're at. A lovely, lovely, lovely boat. The owner said this was a Volvo, but you know what? It might be a Yanmar. Enjoyed that video, and if you did, be sure and leave us a comment down below. I hope to do more of these kinds of videos over the next little while. Of course, I'm in Canada and I can't do a lot of sailing, but I can take people around and show them interesting boats. A lot of you are interested in getting into sailing, and I thought it might be fun to go around and find some boats that are good value, that are good quality, capable boats, and that are available for sale here in Ontario. And I've got lots of them that I know of in this area that are tucked away in barns and in sheds and in backyards. So if you folks are interested in seeing some boats like that, please leave a comment down below. If there's a specific type of boat that you're interested in seeing, please also leave something in the comments. And if you're interested in a boat that we show here on Wind Over Water, you can send us a message or an email. Our email address is down below the video. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and you're going to see more of this coming up in the next little while. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to support the creation of these videos, you can always go to Patreon and join us there. Thank you very much, and Happy New Year!